Ooh. Oh, that's messy. Okay, full disclosure, I have used this once before, but I'm going to be doing a review of the e.l.f. Halo Glow Contour Beauty Wand. I'm sure they could have squeezed in a few more words into that name. As I've said before, and a lot of you related to this, as a not so distant relative to an actual ghost, a lot of brands just really can't seem to get it right in terms of the undertones for a contour. However, even in the packaging, that is so cool toned. It is a cushion tip applicator, which I have mixed feelings about, because A, they end up looking like this. And even though you blend them out, I sometimes find that if you apply it directly onto the skin, you could sometimes end up with like a little circle where the product has kind of concentrated around the edges. You end up with like a water ring on your face. Ugh. I'm sorry, that looks a lot worse than I thought it would. Okay, there's no graceful or clean way of doing this. Oh god. So this is what you're working with. Okay, prepare yourself for the least aesthetic swatches ever. This is the e.l.f. Contour Wand. This is the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Amber. And this is the Pink Honey Contour Cake. Of the three of these, the e.l.f. is definitely the most cool toned. I think if I had even like the smallest bit of a tan, that would look grey. But I don't. I'm going to apply it directly on the skin on this side and then use a brush to apply it on this side just to kind of see the difference in terms of how it blends. The applicator is quite small, so you can be like really precise. I don't know how pigmented this is going to be. Let's just do... I'm going to try using quite a dense brush first. Just... Okay, this is what I mean. When you start to blend it out, you get like the little ring mark from the applicator. Mistakes have been made. Okay, using a slightly fluffier brush kind of saved the day with that one again. So this side I'm just going to go in straight with a brush. Okay, so the forehead I feel is a little bit of a lost cause at this point. It definitely worked a lot better applying it with a brush instead of going in with the product directly. Obviously, as I always seem to do, I used way too much on this side. To be fair, where it's a lot more of a liquid formula rather than like a cream or a stick, it is easier to blend it out over the top of foundation without shifting all the products underneath it because you don't have to work as hard to blend it in. I normally use like a contour pen for my nose, so don't know how this is gonna go. I definitely need a bit of blush just to add a bit of colour back to my face, but I don't hate it. And transition. Adding that little bit of blush definitely made a huge difference to balancing everything out. And I do have to say, overall, I do really like the finish of this. I'm not a fan of the cushion tip applicator. It's really hard to control how much product you get out of it. As you saw, it made blending a bit weird, and obviously so much product gets wasted. But my own personal grievances against the applicator aside, if you are particularly fair-skinned and you do struggle with finding a contour that has a cool enough tone for you that also won't break the bank, this may be one to look into.